Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I am bringing you my 7th grader, Brenna, and we are going to be talking about the books that she read for July and August. We really enjoy doing these, and I've gotten lots of feedback that you guys enjoy watching these as well. So we're going to keep it up. Yeah. Do you want to say hi? I saw you wave.
Yes, I waved.
Okay. My name is Morgan, and this is Brenna here at the Life of Tillmans. If this is your first time, welcome. We're so glad you're here. If you've been with us before, welcome back. If you guys remember or if you've watched, she likes to read a lot. And sometimes she does slow down in her reading because activities, things like that. Also, this year she has some added curriculum that is requiring more of her attention. And she's actually reading books that go along with different curriculum as well. So that's interesting. This stack is independent reads. These are not curriculum related reads. Also, I have a playlist down below where I have all of the books that the girls have read, all the videos that we've done, and then also like books that we have purchased. So if you're interested in books, hauls, what the girls have read over the last year or so, make sure you check out that playlist. You ready? As always, there are always rereads in her stack. Not a ton this time because I purchased new books, right? And we checked out some from the library. So she doesn't have a ton of rereads this time, but we are going to quickly share the rereads because you guys have probably seen them already. So the first one is
President of the whole 6th grade. I love this series. It's like my 3rd time reading these.
Yes. So we have President of the whole 6th grade, President of the whole 6th grade girl code. There's also a President of the whole 5th grade. I'm pretty sure this is like, you said 3rd or 4th time?
3rd or 4th time,
reading this series. So she clearly likes it. I mean, what do you like about the series? Like a couple of things that you really enjoy and it makes you want to reread.
So the main girl, Brianna, is like really confident, and like in the first few books, she's so positive that she wants to be a millionaire and be this great baker. But throughout the book, she like experiences a bunch of other careers that she might want to do. So throughout the book, she's basically learning to pace herself and try out stuff because she's only 11, 12 years old. So she's learning to pace herself throughout the book.
So that's exciting because she's like experiencing different things. Mm-hmm. That's what you like about it. Okay, cool. I love that they love these books. So we just go with it. All right, the next one is also a reread.
Hatchet. I love Hatchet. This is actually only my 2nd time reading it, and there's like more books to the series, but it is very, very fun.
Yes, she has read Hatchet. I don't know if it's in one of the previous videos or if she read this. I don't know. I feel like it's been like, what, a couple of years?
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Yeah. So maybe a couple of years. So you probably have not seen this one. So tell them what Hatchet is about.
Okay, so this boy, he's 13 years old. His name is Brian. He is flying a plane to go visit his father when the pilot is not able to fly the plane anymore, and he crashes in a lake, right? So basically, he's in like Canada, and he's in a lake, and he's learning how to survive all on his own without. All he has is a hatchet, and he builds his own tent. He finds a way to make his own food. He finds ways to hunt all by himself, and he's basically becoming one with the natural area around him and the forest that's surrounding him.
So what is it that you like about this book so much?
The survivalness, how he's learning to survive. It's so funny because he's like, sometimes he like messes up and doesn't know what he's doing. It's actually really funny. It's very funny. And it's told like in like the author is telling how he's thinking and stuff as the story goes on. So it's really fun. I like it.
That's cool. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know, if you followed, you know, but we have gone camping twice now.
Yeah.
And we are going again this year. And I never would have thought that we would be a camping family, but we truly enjoy it. For her, survival. I knew that had to be it. She's read a couple of other books, like Alone was one of them.
Yes,
the girl
Alone
had to survive.
Was so
like she loves reading books like how can I make it without people? That must be like that oldest sibling, you know, take care of everything type of thing. But she loves reading books where people have to like figure out how to survive on their own. Mm-hmm. Hopefully she's learning something in case she's ever in those situations. So Hatchet, Gary Paulson. Okay, now we are going to get into some new books, and these are books that I just purchased over the last like couple of months that she has been reading. I'm excited to hear what she has to say because I didn't read these books. So I, kind of read the excerpts about them and I thought they would be good reads. So let's talk about it. Two Naomi's. I saw this mentioned on Brittany Ogle's channel and I thought I would grab it. So this is Two Naomi's. Tell me about Two Naomi's.
Okay, so the title kind of gives away like the main thing. These are two girls from totally different families who like meet each other inside the book, and one girl's name is Naomi Marie, and the other one is Naomi. Her last name Edith. Yes. Mm-hmm. And so their parents meet each other. So basically, they have to start like they end up going to the same school, and they have to deal. One of the girls is an only child, and one is an older sister. So they in this book they are learning how to
blend their families.
Yeah, like to get together. And to one girl's learning how to be a sister, and one's learning how to share being the oldest sister, which was hard for her.
So blending families. Mm-hmm. I'm going to read the back for you guys. It says, other than their first names, Naomi Marie and Naomi Edith are sure they have nothing in common, and they wouldn't mind keeping it that way. Naomi Marie starts clubs at the library and adores being a big sister. Naomi Edith loves quiet Saturdays and hanging with her best friends in her backyard. And while Naomi Marie's father lives a few blocks away, Naomi Edith wonders how she's supposed to get through each day a whole country apart from her mother. When Naomi Marie's mom and Naomi Edith's dad get serious about dating, each girl tries to cling to the life she knows and loves. Then their parents push them into attending a class together where they might just have to find a way to work with each other and maybe join forces to find new ways to define family. So it's about blending families. Tell me something you learned.
Maybe that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, because I think the girls in this book at first do a lot of judging each other. Yes, mm-hmm. And like the other parts of the other people's families, they do a lot of judging each other. Okay.
And just having read the front of this, the back part, mm-hmm. maybe compromise.
Yeah,
because they're having to learn how to live a life that's different than what they did before. Mm-hmm. Would you read it again?
Yes, I would.
Cool. All right. Well, we had Naomi, two Naomis, and then we had Naomi's.
I like the way the author did that.
Okay, so what is Naomi's 2 about?
Naomi's 2 is now. So at the end of that last book, the two parents, their parents, they get married. So now they're all sisters. So Naomi Edith is learning how to. She's trying to feel involved, because Naomi Marie, she not on purpose, but is kind of pushing her away and trying to keep her little sister and her mom to herself, because she doesn't want to like have to share a mom or get used to having a new dad. She wants to keep her old dad, which doesn't live too far away. So in this book, they are learning to like each other and what it's like to have siblings and to share a younger sibling. And this one goes deeper into the compromise too, because they each have different styles of living and they're all combined together now.
Okay. I like it. Mm-hmm. Would you read this one again?
Yep.
This is cool. All right. Next up is Simon B. Ryman. Was this fun?
Yeah, it was pretty fun, yeah.
You don't look like you'd read it again, would you?
Maybe not. It was a little like below like my reading level. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you just kind of there. Okay, but
it was pretty fun though, yeah.
A little bit about it. So this would probably fall under like maybe a 4th or 5th grade reading level for this book. Yeah, somewhere in there. Go ahead.
Okay, so the boy's name is Simon, and he throughout the whole book he's learning how to speak for himself, and like in his head he's always rapping about stuff. So like one of the bullies in the book is always bullying him, and he can rap responses to the bully defending himself, but he can't actually say them. So in this book, he's learning throughout the book how to turn the raps in his head into his talking voice and to speak to other people.
Standing up for yourself.
Yep.
Huh? Cool. Mm-hmm. So no, you wouldn't read this again, you already said?
Maybe not.
Okay. There you have it. But I think this is a good book. My youngest daughter read it, and she did say that, my middle daughter read it, and she did say that she would read it again. So I think finding, making sure that it's age appropriate for your child makes a difference too. So she just grabbed this just because we had it. So She's read it. One done. All right. So this other series we've talked about before. She's all into the. Do y'all see this? Oh my god. She's all into the dogs and wolves and all the things. None other than
Survivors!
Survivors. This is the Endless Lake, and then we have Survivors, the Storm of Dogs.
This book is actually the last one in the series, so I'm gonna have there's like another book that's like a added part to it, and it talks about like their new pack breaking apart. So I think I'm gonna get that one at the library.
Yes, we'll be searching Survivors books.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. What was this one about? Survivors, the Endless Lake.
Okay, so one of
Aaron Hunter.
one of the main dogs in the pack got like sent away throughout like all the other books. So now he's back in, but their alpha is not very kind to all like the leash dogs or what they call them. So the dogs who had owners. So the whole in the first book, I think it is an earthquake. They call it the Big Growl, but I think it's an earthquake, and all the humans in the area have left. So the leash dogs have now become pack dogs, which are wild dogs who have had to get in with all the pack dogs, and they've all learned to work together. So in this book, they split up to try to find land, and now they come across this lake that is super huge, but I think it's just the ocean. But but the dogs call it the Endless Lake. But yeah, and they're trying to find each other.
Oh, the Endless Lake.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. Like, because who's sitting
They're
here
dogs,
thinking like
yeah.
a dog, right? You have to think like a dog.
Yeah, like they say some things and I'm like, what? And I'm like, or I'm like, duh, it's this, but I'm like, they're dogs,
They're
so
dogs.
they don't really know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you like this one?
Yes, I did.
Would you read it again?
I would.
Yes.
As soon as I forget half of it, half of a series or half of any book, I'll reread it again.
She says it takes like what, a year?
A year or so, yeah.
8 months to a year. And then she'll forget the book, and then she's like, oh, I want to read this again. Usually when we are updating our book list toward the end of the year, she goes through the book list and she's like, oh, that one's so good, I want to get that one again. And then that'll be like her summer read. So I'm sure she'll read this again in the future. But okay, let's talk about this one, the last one, Survivors, Storm of Dogs.
Okay, so Lucky, the same main dog that was in that book, he has been having these visions about the Storm of Dogs where it's just a big battle against a bunch of dogs, right? So that's basically what this is. There is this wild pack of dogs that are just absolutely vicious, and they are all fighting against the main pack of dogs, and that's what this one is about. It's about the battle and who survives and who wins, and the good side. It is really interesting. Really interesting. Yeah.
See, they always make me want to read all of these books. I just wish I had like time to just sit around and read like 24/7. It would be so awesome. Okay, so it sounds to me like you would read it again.
Yep, I
highly recommend that one. Okay. This one, another one is a series, and I decided to grab this when I was just looking for like some, I don't know, Christian fiction and nonfiction books for the girls. And I thought, let's try this. At first, I thought it might be too old for her, but do you think it was? Okay, it is the Priscilla Shire series, The Prince Warriors, and it is a 4-book series. I showed these to you guys in a haul video, and I made the mistake of saying, I think we're going to read these together.
Okay, so I grabbed the book and I started reading it, and I had no idea that she wanted us to read them all together. So she just let me finish reading them.
Yes, I mean, she was already like on book number 2 before I realized that she was actually reading them. But it's all good. I'm just glad that she got a chance to read them. Okay, do you want to talk about the entire series as a whole? Maybe that would be better. Okay, so let's talk about the series. Let's talk about the titles. We have the Prince Warriors and the Unseen Invasion, the Prince Warriors and the Sword of Rima, and the Winter War. And there are 4 books in the entire series. Y'all see this? I'm pretty sure she read these in like 2 weeks.
Not 2 weeks.
I don't know if
well, actually, maybe.
Yes,
yeah, that might be it. Yeah.
But anyway, okay. So let's talk about the series as a whole. How can you summarize this entire series? Okay. First, let me ask you this: of these 4 books, was there one that you felt like was better than the others, or were they all about equal?
Maybe The Winter War. I feel like the last books are always the best.
Well, that was the last book in the series. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's when you find out all the good stuff. So the Winter
Mhm.
War. Okay, was there anything that you did not like about the series?
Mhm.
No. Tell me, okay, a summary of this entire series.
Okay, so there are one, two, three, four main children who are picked to be prince warriors. So they basically end up going to this magical world where they get all this armor and stuff, and the armor like it like blinks when they tell them to, when which tells them to like go different places, and they're going on all these different quests. Like the unseen invasion, they're like these little birds that the whole world, like a disease or something, that the whole world can't see. Only people that are the prince warriors can see. So they're having to fight off like a mist and these birds that other people can't see, right? So it talks about, and they get wisdom, which I was reading them and I saw they got like wisdom on like this piece of paper, and I saw the words and I was like, that looks like a Bible verse. That's when I realized that it was a Christian series. I didn't know that at first.
I didn't tell her that.
Yeah, so when I was so basically throughout the books, they are learning how to trust in the I can't remember what they call, because like the book it doesn't tell you that it's God exactly inside the book, but I can't remember who they call it. But they get all this advice from God, and throughout the whole book, they are learning how to believe Him and to trust Him without seeing Him.
Does he have a name?
Uh, so I think Ruach, I think that actually might be the person. That was almost like God put into a disguise as a person.
As a person?
Yes, into the book. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me something that you learned from this series.
That it won't always be easy to trust and just follow God. That you're gonna have to have people who will help you too. People
Wise
around you.
counsel, honey. That's that word coming out. I love it. Okay, would you read this again?
Yes, I would. Definitely, yes.
Tell me something else you maybe learned from it. I'm gonna read this. I mean, I don't have a choice. Pretty sure I can find the audio, but that'll make my life a little easier. What else can you think of?
You have to be patient.
Ooh.
Because there were a lot of times where Ruach, he would give them one time he gave them like these red glowing seeds, and he was like, this is your shield. And two of the boys, they threw them away. And then when it was time that they needed the shields, they didn't have them.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so think about that. What does that mean? How could you interpret that into how we act when it comes to wise counsel, God's word, being obedient, being patient? Like,
Maybe with being patient, if we don't slow down and listen and we move too fast, we'll try to jump ahead and we'll get to an area that we're not ready for yet.
Yes, that is correct. Because whose timing is always the right timing?
God's.
Absolutely. And sometimes we get very impatient and we want things to happen now, 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 but we're not ready for it. And we also get, I believe that God sends his word sometimes through people. And so those people are placed in our lives. But because that package is not wrapped up the way we envision it, we discard it. So that kind of puts me in the mind of them giving Ruach, giving them something, and they're like, what is this? I don't need it, and just throwing it away.
And it was crazy because they went into like one of the boys looked in his mailbox box, and he opened, it was like raining, so it was on the floor and it was all wet, and he opened it and he found his and the other boys' seeds, and he was like, we haven't checked the mail in like, I think he said like 5 days or something, and they lost their seeds like less than 5 days ago.
Oh.
And I was like, so their seeds were like almost already waiting for them before they gave them. Yeah. I like how like at the end of the books there'll be cliffhangers, which made me want to get to the other books so bad.
Oh, that's fun.
It was it was really fun.
You're like, I can't stop
yeah, exactly.
reading. Yeah. All right, guys. Anything else you want to share about that?
Nope.
This was a good. I'm glad we saved this for last. All right. If y'all have any questions, let us know, and we'll see y'all next time.